Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Munira binti Sadun. I want to present my part is introduction and application of corporate governance, effectiveness and efficiency. My part is introduction. The concept of corporate governance has evolved significantly over time, reflecting the growing need for accountability, transparency, and ethical leadership in business operations. The term corporate governance originates from the Latin word meaning to steer or to guide, which is fitting for its modern role in steering organization towards responsibility and effective management. Historically, the roles of governance can be tracked back to ancient civilizations such as Greece and Islamic societies, where yearly form of trade and collective decisions making required structures of oversight, accountability, and fairness. In these societies, ethical business practice and communal responsibility form the foundation of yearly governance models. And in the modern corporate landscape, corporate governance refers to the system of rules, practice, and process by which a company is direct and controlled. It involves balancing the interests of various stakeholders, including shareholders, management, customers, suppliers, financiers, government, and the community.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Shasha Izzati binti Karuman. So today I would like to present about the relevant dalil in the principle of effectiveness and efficiency. So first dalil from Surah An-Nam verse 88 where the meaning, and you see the mountains thinking they are rigid while they will pass as the pacing of clouds. It is the works of Allah who perfected all things. Indeed, He is acquainted with that which you do. Okay, first Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creations on this earth, whether small or large such as mountain, were created with perfections, precisions and wisdom. So as we know that everything Allah create on earth is very perfect and none of Allah's creations are invented without a clear purpose and everything goes according to His will. Next, this verse also encourage mankind to always strive to do everything with full seriousness, efficiency and trueness. So as we can see in this verse, the word itkan has been mentioned which mean diligence. So itkan in working means carrying out a task perfectly without any shortcomings and making a diligent efforts to meet the specific deadline. So this verse strongly emphasizes the practice of itkan in carrying out the responsibility or duties to ensure the best result. This verse is also the basis for the principle of effectiveness and efficiency in the management and life aspects because the creation of Allah is the best example for human to do their job diligently. Then negligence in performing duties or responsibilities will have negative effects such as poor quality work, failure to achieve goals, loss of trust and waste of time and resources. Next, dalil from Surah Al-Isra verse 27 where the meaning, indeed the wasteful are brothers of the devil and the devil is ever ungrateful to his Lord. This verse emphasizes the prohibition of wastefulness because wasting is a practice of devil. Okay, in Islam, wasting is an act that highly condemned by Allah SWT because the act is considered beyond the limit and does not appreciate every favor that has been given. Because of that, Muslims are required to be thrifty and always moderate in use every source of favor given by Allah SWT in a wise and prudent way. Okay, next, although this verse specifically refers to the waste of property, it also bring relevant effect to the principle of effectiveness and efficiency in corporate governance, where this verse becomes the basis to Muslim for avoiding the practice of waste in any form, whether in terms of energy, time, money, or other resources. Next hadith narrated by Aisyah radhiyallahu anhu, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Indeed, Allah the Mighty and Majestic love that when any one of you does a deed, he should do it with excellence, diligently." Okay, the concept of itkan is not limited to a certain act of worship, but it also cover all aspect of Muslim life from aspect management, work and education. When a Muslim carry out his duties and responsibilities with itkan, it can not only increase the level of professionalism and quality of work, but it can also prove the seriousness and sincerity of his intention in performing worship only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then the concept of itkan is closely related to the principle of effectiveness and efficiency because it is the foundation of quality that leads to the achievement of both principle. Okay, in the context of corporate governance, the practice of itkan can encourage each individual to carry out his duties and responsibilities as best as possible and indirectly can form an excellent work culture in an organization. Next, effectiveness in corporate governance refers to the achievement of the goals of organization through appropriate and accurate strategies. And then efficiency refers to the optimal use of resources such as manpower, capital, time, natural resources and others to avoid the problem of waste. Okay. By practicing the concept of it can help organization in increasing productivity, minimizing costs, and reducing various risks of mistake. Next, comparison from Western and Islamic perspective. From Western perspective, governance is a way to manage and supervise organization, society, and government together by highlighting the principles of transparency, justice, and cooperation from various parties. So, from this, we can see that Western perspective is very concerned with principles transparency, justice, and cooperation from various parties. Next, good governance must be guided by fair law. In corporate governance management, must be following established law. Next, emphasize efficient resource management and accountability. Okay, from Islamic perspective, good governance is when organization adheres firmly to principles sourced from Quran and Sunnah. Okay, because the principle contained in Quran and Sunnah are not only spiritual guides but also provide comprehensive, ethical and practical framework for fair, transparent and effective governance. Okay, next, administrators are also responsible for fulfilling their trust, practicing the concept of Ashura, adhering to regulations, upholding social justice and protecting individual rights. Then next, emphasize superior value in governance such as trustworthiness, integrity, accountability, effectiveness, efficiency, as well as promoting good and preventing wrongdoing. This is because these values are core to competent and ethical governance, which not only ensure the survival of organization but also build community trust. Next, comparative analysis, similarities and differences. Similarities both practice the same values and ethics such as integrity, transparency, accountability and justice. Okay. Although both emphasize the same value and ethics, Western and Islamic corporate governance still have different methods of implementation and understanding of value. Next, their main goal is to ensure the organization operates well and sustain in the long term. And both emphasize the protection of the right of stakeholders such as the board of directors, shareholders, employees and customers to guarantee the stability and success of the organization. From the difference, Western corporate governance aims to achieve maximum profit while Islamic corporate governance aims to attain the blessing and pleasure of Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala in every practice and activity undertaken. The references sourced from Western corporate governance based on logic, experience and desire. Meanwhile, Islamic corporate governance is based on the Quran and Sunnah. And in making decision, Western corporate governance tends to follow desire and wishes if it brings maximum profit to the organization. Meanwhile, Islamic corporate governance must be based on the Quran, Sunnah and ijma of scholars to ensure it aligns with Islamic teachings.
Application of corporate governance. The title is effectiveness and efficiency. Okay, effectiveness and efficiency in corporate governance refer to an organization's ability to implement strategies, make accurate decisions, and manage resource optimally to achieve corporate goals in ethical and competitive manners. And refer to the OECD Principle of Corporate Governance and the Malaysia Code on Corporate Governance (MCCG) 2021. Key principles such as accountability, responsibility, inclusive, sustainability. The example of application, the local scenario is the example is Maybank Berhad. Maybank Berhad ni issue the Maybank introduce a sustainable financing framework and establish a dedicated board level committee to monitor the effectiveness of ESG. How governance is applied? Okay. Number one is more effective decision making as it involves all stakeholders. Through stakeholders engagement, including customer, investor, and government bodies. The board of directions to the apply and expand principle under MCCG 2021, ensuring every decisions align with corporate values and long-term goals.
Okay. Good morning and Assalamualaikum everyone. Today I will present a case study about corporate governance in the halal industry. Okay, the topic is the Cadbury Pig DNA case that happened in in Malaysia in 2014. Okay, I will share a summary of the case, the impact of on different. Okay, the impact on different people, and what solution we can suggest to avoid this kind of problem in the future. Okay, this case uh, start on 23rd May 2014 when a report went viral on social media. It said that Cadbury chocolate in Malaysia contain pig DNA. The next day, the Ministry of Health confirmed it, and JAKIM suspend Cadbury halal certificate. But after further investigation and testing, the chemistry department announced on two se- to on 2nd June that there was no pig DNA in the product. Cadbury then made an official statement, published a video, and invite visitor to their factory to register public store. Okay, next, the impact on stakeholder. As we can see, this case can give a big impact to many group. Muslim consumer feel betrayed and start to boycott Cadbury and other halal products. Cadbury lost its reputation and sale well down. JAKIM and the Ministry of Health were also criticized for not working together uh, properly. The whole halal industry was affected because people start to adopt the halal certification system. Business partner and investor were also impacted due to the published backlash and loss of trust. Okay, now we see the solution, alternative solution that we can find if something happen again. Okay, the alternative solution to prevent this from happening again, we suggest some solution. First, the halal certification process must be stronger. JAKIM should check ingredient and factories more often and use more technology like blockchain to trace halal status clearly. Okay. Second, crisis communication must be better. During this case, Cadbury was too slow to respond, which caused panic. Companies should prepare early message and use social media wisely. Okay. Third, the government agency must work together better. A shared system between JAKIM and MOH can make decision faster and reduce confusion. Lastly, company like Cadbury must take more responsibility by hiring halal official or adding halal checks in their quality control team. Next, conclusion. So, what the lesson and conclusion we can take from this Cadbury case? This case shows us that effectiveness and efficiency are very important in corporate governance. It's not only about rules, but also about trust. When halal issues are not managed properly, it can damage the company, scare consumer, and harm the industry. In the halal business, halal is not just a certificate, it is a responsibility and it's a trust to Allah, trust from Allah. The all conclusions. In conclusion, the principle of effectiveness and efficiency are very important in ensuring strong and competitive corporate governance. Without this principle, an organization can face serious problems like reputation damage, financial loss, and poor decision making. This principle also help
between between management and stakeholders through clear communication and quick action. If trust is lost, the organization must make a major improvement to win it back. Besides that, when effectiveness and efficiency are applied properly, the organization can respond faster to market change, use technology and innovation to improve productivity and ensure better quality of service or product. Overall, this principle not only help the organization stay strong and successful, but also support long-term economic growth at the national and global levels. So thank you. That's all.